Hare. Panchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhabhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Bhagavad-gītā ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki jai, Upasthit Bhaktivedanta ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Bhagavad-gītā, chapter 4, text 28. Dravya yajnastapo yajna, yoga yajnastatha pare, swadhyaya jnana yajnascha, yatayah samshita vratah. Repeat. Dravya yajnastapo yajna, yoga yajnastatha pare, swadhyaya jnana yajnascha, yata yaha samshita vratah. The translation: having accepted strict vows, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions, and others by performing severe austerities, by practicing the yoga of eightfold mysticism, or by studying the Vedas to advance in transcendental knowledge. Text 29. Apane juhvati pranam, prane apanam tatha pare, प्राणापानगति रुद्ध्वा प्राणायाम परायणाः अपरे नियताहारः प्राणेषु जुह्वति. Repeat. अपाने जुह्वति प्राणं, प्राणे अपानं तथा परे, प्राणापानगति रुद्ध्वा प्राणायाम परायणाः अपरे नियताहाराः प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति. Translation: still others who are inclined to the process of breath restrained to remain in trance practice by offering the movement of the outgoing breath into the incoming and the incoming breath into the outgoing, and thus at last remain in trance, stopping all breathing, others curtailing the eating process, offer the outgoing breath into itself as sacrifice. So yeah, I'll just stop sharing my screen so we can just take some points from the purport, what Srila Prabhupada is teaching us. So here in, if you understand the flow here, so if you just look back, so in the fourth chapter, so the fourth chapter clearly gives the knowledge. So the knowledge, the Lord is giving the knowledge of Sankhya Yoga, is giving the distinction between the body and the soul. He explains, and further he says, this knowledge, whatever is there, this is not just first time I'm giving you, I'm saying some knowledge. It's already been there. It was already been understood in a disciplic succession. So it was coming down in a disciplic succession, but it appeared to be lost. The science appeared to be lost. So I am choosing you because you are my devotee and soul. You are my devotee and you are a friend of mine, and you are never envious of me. So that is the qualifications, that is the qualities Lord clearly explains that Arjuna is having. That first of all, he's a devotee of the Lord, and is Sakha, in a friendly way, and he is not envious of the Lord. So if we are having envy towards someone, we will not be ready to listen to them, or we may not be ready to accept them as a superior or our authority. But here Arjuna already accepted Lord Krishna as the authority, Lord Krishna as the superior, as a spiritual master. He has surrendered unto him. So he's saying that. So he's saying, this knowledge I am giving you. So in the initial section we see Lord is saying, so this is not the first time I'm giving you this knowledge. I've already given this to the sun god, and it passed on so and so. But in due course of time, it appeared to be lost. So I'm starting the chain again, chain of disciplic succession again here. So then Arjuna asks, oh Lord, how is that? So in a humble state of mind, he is asking that, oh Lord, how is it that you are telling you gave this knowledge to sun god? By age, we may be, we are very close now. We both are friendly, and we both are in age wise, we are equal kind of. So how can you say that sun god, who is very superior to us, how can you instruct this knowledge? Can you please explain that? So further he explains that, and he says about his appearance. So is it 9, 10, 7, 8, 9 verses we see. Right, the reason, right? So the Narsimha Leela, the pastime we see, Narsimhadev appeared to protect Prahlad Maharaj. So his appearance. So he says, this is all divine. This is not an ordinary thing. It's all divine. So you have to understand that. So Then in further, if you see in the 7th chapter, he says 4 kind of people who surrender and 4 who doesn't surrender. That the Naradama, who the lowest of mankind, they doesn't believe in the Lord. They doesn't accept the Lord. They're atheistic people. As people don't believe in the Lord. So like that, various categories are mentioned. We have to understand when Lord appears in this material world, it's not just a birth. It is the appearance. So he's always there. He's everywhere present, but he comes down. The avatar, the word itself, that he's just coming down, descending. He's just coming down. He's always there. So the Lord is coming down. And then further he explains about himself. And then he says, it's up to you. It's up to you. You either worship me as a supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna, you surrender unto me, or you can perform different tasks. So these progressive stages we see. So different tasks we can do, different options. So he's giving us the multiple options which we can do. So if we see in the 12th chapter also, we see the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he says, the best is to surrender unto me. The next you can do this task. He gives a list. So the progressive stages, he gives the list. The best is always thinking of Krishna, always serving the Lord, always thinking of him. In that way, we can go back to him. The next is we follow the rules and regulations. Like that, the progressive stages are mentioned. So here also different methods. Either we worship the Lord and go back to him. We always aim to serve, to always be engaged in his service. Or we can follow other processes, which is very time-taking process. The sure shot, the guaranteed process is mentioning, you serve me, you always engage in my service, you can come back to me. Otherwise, you have different options which will gradually elevate you. It may be in this lifetime or the next lifetime. So in that way, he mentions about different the karmas, different activities we can perform. So in that it is said, he says some directly worship the Lord and some go to the demigods for getting the immediate benefits, immediate result. So they go to the demigods and worship demigods to get immediate result. Then he says about the varnashrama, dharma, varnashrama. Then slowly coming towards here, 25 to 29, we see different types of sacrifices. So different types of sacrifices are mentioned here in 28th, 29 slokas we see. So having accepted strict vows, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions. So some, whatever they have, some big people, whatever they have attained, the so-called, they try to give it up. That I don't want any possession. I'm giving it up. But ultimately, if we give up everything, or if we don't need anything, if we are not using anything, but still, if we keep thinking of something else other than the Lord, it's of no use. So if you have to, whatever we have, so we engage it in the service of the Lord. Our life, we just add Krishna. We don't remove anything. We just add Krishna, and everything becomes divya, everything becomes transcendental when we add Krishna in our life. So unless we do that, if we don't add Krishna in our life, so we try to find peace in different charity works. So there is mentioned, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned here, Dharmashala, Annakshetra, Atitishala, Anathalaya, Vidyapita. Like that, we go behind different charitable works. So we so-called welfare of the society, we try to, we aim at the welfare of the society. We try to do that. We try to help others. In that way, we try to proceed. So whatever we do, whatever activities we do, it will give us the reaction. So we are so-called doing good for the people. The punya, we are punya actions we are doing, so we get the reactions also, so that we have to enjoy the credits we get. Or if we are doing a papa, we are doing some sinful activities, then we get the reaction. So the action reaction cycle keep happening. So whichever path we follow. So in this here it's mentioned, we do charitable activities. So that is dravyamaya yajna. Then that's mentioned, some perform strict austerities, some tapasya, severe austerities. That's something like Chandrayana, Chaturmasya, all this austerity. So we follow the Chaturmasya. It ends in the Kartik month. So that 4 months we refrain from eating certain food stuff. So we different people follow different levels of it. Some don't shave, and there are various things they do generally in the chaturmasya. So like that, various austerities are there. Then that is all comes in the tapomaya, the austerities, the sacrifice. So we are sacrificing the comforts of life. So the extra whatever comforts we are having, we try to come out of that comforts. We do some tapasya. Then it's mentioned about this whatever in 28, 29, it's mentioned the controlling the breathing. So the prana vayu and apana vayu, all this the upper air and the lower air, all this air, they try to balance it, to bring it to one point and try to balance it. Such they try to follow that. That stage is called the Kumbhaka Yoga. So Kumbhaka Yoga, they try to attain that stage wherein once somebody attains the stage of Kumbhaka Yoga, they believe that they can increase the duration of life. They try to expand, they try to increase the duration of life. That is, say the breathing exercises, all that good habits we follow, and then we can will be little free from diseases and all that. Then we can, at least we believe, okay, we are extending our life, but it's actually the 100 years, whatever we have, we can live up to a good amount of life, amount of years we can live. Otherwise, we may the body may fall sick and all that, and we may have to change this body. So it's up to us. We change this body and get a new body and suffer in this material world, or directly take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here in the both the verses, we see various activities, and their results are mentioned. So Srila Prabhupada has clearly mentioned that if we go behind one by one of these activities, it's a long time-taking process to attain the highest perfection. But Lord directly says in 14.26 verses quoted here, Mam cha yo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunan samatitaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in unalloyed devotional service to the Lord transcends the modes of material nature and is immediately elevated to the spiritual platform. So when we follow this devotional service, the path of devotional service, we at once become eligible to enter the spiritual platform, to go back home, back to Godhead. So there or here, wherever we are, we aim at serving the Lord. So that stage, that's the highest stage, the transcendental stage. So then it's mentioned about this practice, whatever we are doing, this in the devotional service, in the Krishna consciousness movement, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are connected to ISKCON and we are on the path. So in this path, we have different austerities in the Ekadashis, the Vratas. There are the first Vrata itself is we should control our senses, that okay, nothing, whatever we want, we eat. It's not like that. We first offer to the Lord and we restrain the senses. From sense control is automatically achieved there, that we first offer things. So if we are offering to the Lord, we offer good things. We offer sattvic food items to the Lord. So in that way, we can control the taste, like that. All the senses we can engage in the service of the Lord. So in this, and without sense control, there is no possibility of getting out of this material entanglement. That's what Prabhupada is clearly mentioning, that without coming out of this sense, sense gratification. So either we live for our sense gratification or we try to satisfy the Lord. So we work for the satisfaction of the Lord. So Lord's senses we try to please. So it's up to us. We try to engage in our own sense gratification and get into this material entanglement more and more, or we try to engage in the service of the Lord, try to please the Lord. So then it comes here, Prabhupada has mentioned about the prasada or mercy. So we are seeing this prasada or mercy right from 2.54 verse. We are seeing that when we engage our senses, mind, intelligence, everything in the service of the Lord, and live according to the rules and regulations for the freedom from this body, when we follow that path, we get the mercy of the Lord. When mercy of the Lord is attained, then we become, this threefold miseries will no longer affect us. It will not bind us. It will not affect us. So that it is mentioned about prasada. So for attaining that prasada, it's very important that the senses, mind, intelligence, everything be fixed upon the Lord, fixed in the service of the Lord. So we're trying to attain that stage. We're trying to gain that knowledge and fix our intelligence, mind, intelligence, everything. They are trying to fix it, unsteady mind. We are trying to make it steady by reciting these verses, reciting Bhagavad-gītā, Bhagavatam, and reading, reciting, hearing, Shravanam. By all this, we are trying to gain that knowledge and practically apply it by serving the Lord, serving the Vaishnavas, serving the Acharyas, serving the Vaishnavas under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master and his representatives. So thank you, Prabhu Mataji. So daily joining and inspiring all of us to continue on this path. So please unmute all of you. Let's chant one time Hare Krishna Mantra together, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare